I've only been able to catch your streams a few times through your DT playthrough. Was wondering if you're liking the MSQ so far, Amuse.
I am, yeah. Thanks for asking. Yeah, no, I think that what they're trying to say here is a story of unity, of the importance of memory and tradition and family, honestly. Home and family. You know, I think, I think that positive messaging like that is good. So I'm enjoying it, frankly. There's been moments where Wuklamat's been kind of annoying, but it is what it is. But generally, I've really enjoyed the zones, the music, the dungeons, the trial that I've done have all been very nice. I've enjoyed them. She's only annoying because she's predictable, IMO, which isn't bad at all. It's not just that she's predictable, it's that she's a little naive. And it's like, come on. But it's part of the character, I get it. Her naivete is part of why she is the way she is. It's important for who she is. It's just, I'll just outright say it. The expression of blatant naivete is annoying to me. It doesn't mean that she's bad for that. That's just my critique of her as it stands right now. Is that it's annoying. It annoys me. But that's about as bad as it gets. Like, it is what it is. I hope she shows signs of growth. I'd be sad if in the future she's still that way. I think ultimately she's already showing signs of growth. I think a lot of the sequence that we just went through was aimed at that. Of her not giving this outward, expression of not believing in herself and that kind of thing. Wuklamat's character is one riddled with doubt initially, but she's overcome that for the most part so far, and I think that her bout with Bakul Jaja shows that. She's invested. She has the belief at this point, you know? Her soul is into it. And I think that from this point, she can only grow. I think, she will probably retain some of those naive traits. I think that to an extent, we can only change ourselves so much, but we also have to want it. And I think Wuklamat is the kind of character who would pursue that if it meant, bringing the greater good for the people for her people. So at the end of the day, I do expect some growth, but I also expect that at the end, at the very end, she'll still be the ditzy, charming, good-hearted, character that I think she's meant to be. The beginning's slow. What was everyone expecting? I loved the learning all the various cultures of Tural, and I personally loved Wook. Like, we're a world-weary mentor to her. We need slow world building. We can't be going through an existential crisis every other second. Yeah, because if you do, what does it become? What game does it turn into from a lore and story perspective if we're going through an existential crisis every other second? It turns into World of Warcraft. In terms of that kind of thing. It's constant. Constant. I think that when a lot of negativity surrounds something, it can make it really hard to enjoy. Kind of the, sometimes kind of the negative public opinion can kind of get to you. I think the heat, any road. I've had to really ignore all the commentary around DT so that I could form my own opinion. Metrian, I feel like that was exactly... Do you guys remember the Stormblood streams? Remember right off the rip how many people were just going in on Lise. Remember? What do you think of her? I don't like her. This or that. Stormblood's this. Oh, now you're going through the worst part of the game. Oh, good luck on a slog through Stormblood. And it's like, guys, I remember getting so mad because I remember getting very mad at my chat because I was like, guys, I'm literally enjoying this. Like, I'm enjoying this. Stop trying to fucking not make me enjoy it, I mean, yeah, ARR patch content. People are like, oh, this is the worst part of the game. If you can get through this, everything's better past this. Exactly. That's what it was. It was actually ARR, not even Stormblood. That's right. It was A Realm Reborn, and I was like, guys, I'm enjoying this. Like, if this is the worst that this game has to offer, we're in good shape, dude. Like, we're in good shape, you know? And that was before they trimmed even more of it down, I think. I think they took even more out. I think didn't they remove that wine quest line? I saw that happening with Co Carnage. He was skipping dialogue for ARR left and right because he was convinced it was bad. Yeah, that's tough, dude. That's tough. It's tough. But, you know, everyone enjoys games differently. So I don't want to make it seem like, fuck them because they played the game differently. But I just think, you know, I think video games are much better when you appreciate the story and the world in which it's taking place. I'm realizing that my best friend, Dakota, he's been playing a lot of Elden Ring. Motherfucker knows more about the game's lore than I do. And I love it, dude. Every time I come into Discord and we're like playing Elden Ring, you know, if we get brought up something, he like starts talking about it. I love it. Dude, it's the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever. When other people are like into it, because think about it. If we weren't all into the story, at least most of us, this thing that we do here on this like stream, that wouldn't be happening, obviously. So I just think it's like, I don't know, I think it's cool. I just want to say it's been so refreshing watching your playthrough. Not to name names, but numerous other streamers have had extremely shallow responses that lacked any empathy or deeper critical thinking regarding the larger story they are telling. I appreciate that. It makes me feel like what I desire to represent and be as a person is being achieved. And it takes me a long time to do that. You guys have seen it's taken years. But I feel like it kind of proves to me that I don't know, that I've learned to be calmer and more considerate and more respectful, and I try really hard to embody that person because I want to be a real life warrior of light, you know? And so, yeah, I appreciate that. It means a lot to me to get feedback like that. Not to throw shade at other creators, but, you know, I think it's really easy sometimes to, like, grow overly frustrated with something that doesn't really necessitate the level of emotional response that you might give it. And I think that sometimes we get stuck in anger or annoyance with certain things, and it's hard to look past it. I think Wu Klamat is a shining example of that type of struggle for some people. So I tried to be understanding of not only where the game came from, how it's localized for us, the type of archetypal characters that they're throwing at us, some of which I don't understand, some of which I do, you know, like Wu Klamat. But yeah, I think it's complex, and it's not, you know, for some people, video games are just very much a surface level video game thing. You know, and that's all it is for them. But for me, video games are my avenue for self-growth. And I think they're a tremendously effective vessel at getting people to be introspective and feel things that they may not otherwise be able to bring themselves to feel, right? When the cascading music comes through and you see the facial expressions of the characters and you hear them, their voices breaking, that's so much different than what I feel like other forms of media are able to give to you. And to feel like your character is tied directly into it, it's easy. This is a T-ball for me, you know? Like, give me more of that. Give me more examples of things to learn from and to do and to not do, and, like, you know? I think it's just a big journey, right? And that's what Final Fantasy XIV is, right? It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. So you stop and you smell the flowers and you learn to appreciate the journey, and all of a sudden, it's a totally different thing that you're looking at, you know? So, yeah. Yeah.